Hey guys, welcome back to My Flash Funding YouTube channel. Today we have James with us, who is a funded trader of My Flash Funding, and I'm very pleased that he's joined for the interview today. And we're going to deep dive into his story, how he became a profitable trader, how he came to know about prop firms, how he completed the evaluation of My Flash Funding and received the funded account. But just before we do that, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, and make sure that you watch this interview video until the end, because just like always, there is going to be a $10,000 My Flash Funding account giveaway. So make sure you watch it until the end so you know how to participate in the $10,000 account giveaway. Thanks, man, for joining the interview, and congratulations on passing the evaluation. Tell us something about yourself, who you are, where are you from?
All right, man. I appreciate a lot. Thanks for the opportunity. So my name is James, and I'm originally from Tanzania. It's in East Africa, but currently I reside in the United States. So I'm in Florida.
Oh, that's very nice. And how long you started trading? Like, when did you start? How you came to know about Forex?
So my Forex journey is kind of a little bit long story, but it's weird. It started all when I came in States in 2017.
Yeah.
I was a little bit excited, coming in States, with a lot of successful people worldwide. I was like, how are these guys making it up here? And that's basically how my journey started. Because I came up and find out about stocks trading, that
Yeah.
about stocks, like these guys, wealthy people holding stocks and all that. I started reading about stocks when I was coming from my country. I didn't know anything about stocks at all. So when I read about stocks, and that one was like the beginning of a journey to Forex trading, because after some time I went and started learning about crypto, and then I found some guys with IML as
Yeah.
usual.
Yeah.
As like
Yeah.
many people start from there, so they recruited me, and then I started from there basically.
That's nice. That's nice. So you started around like 7 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, 2017.
Yeah, it was 2017, but it wasn't a serious like a grind, because I came here for like my master's studies. So I was busy doing my master's. I was dabbling just a little bit on the side with FX. But seriously, like getting serious with trading, I would say it was in 2021.
All right. So basically, after 4 years, when you first came to know about the trading itself, yeah. Oh,
Absolutely. Yeah, that's right.
that's nice. Like, I remember I started in 2017 as well, and at that time I was a bachelor student. It was my first semester, late 2016. One of my friend told me there is something called Forex. Have you ever heard about it? And literally just before he said, I never heard about Forex, stocks, or even crypto. So then I started looking into it. I was just a freshie in the university, so I got very interested. I was learning, took me like 2.5 years basically to start making some profits. I'm talking about just like few $100, because that was my first few withdrawals that I did on my personal account. And I was lucky enough that I got to know about the prop firms in 2019, when there was only FTMO at the time, which was providing the evaluation and the funded account up to $200,000. So then,
That's right. Yeah.
after COVID, because I graduated in 2020. So after COVID, that's when I basically became full time as well. So pretty much like it's the same. I came to know about Forex in late 16, early 17, and then became full time in
Yeah.
2021. So what pairs do you like to trade most of the times?
So currently I'm more into indices. I just trade like Nasdaq, US 100.
And that's
That's all
nice.
that I do.
And how do you
Yeah.
like them? Definitely very volatile.
It's a crazy pair. It's a crazy pair. It has, high rewards, but you have to just master it. I pretty much like it because I see there's a nice moves in it, but I think it has to take you quite some time to get use of it. So if you don't know like how it moves, it's not a pair that you want to do. And most people don't recommend to jump into indices if you don't have experience with, low volatile instruments. So I pretty like how it's doing, but I'm still, getting some knowledge on it still.
Ah, that's cool. Can you share your screen and give us
Yeah.
the idea of what trading strategy you use, how you start your day and everything?
All right. So typically I'm a confluence trader, and I use like support and resistance lines, trend lines basically, and I use a couple of fibs, and I use price. I use like market structure,
Uh-huh.
and the candlestick price actions. As you can see, you'll see some markups on the chart for Nasdaq.
Yeah.
So typically what I would do if I'm doing analysis, I would see where I am, and I would start marking up the support and resistance lines, and then I see where the price is. And
Yeah.
I would start typically, I do the top-down analysis from the higher time frame. Like you can see, I would start from the daily time frame. I would mark
Yeah.
up these opportunities that I see. Like we can see here, it was a pretty nice downtrend during from the highs we had during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, we saw a really nice downtrend. All this time, I'll be in the market looking for opportunities. So if I see price is close to, the resistance lines, I'll be looking for sales opportunities. But this will be like on my high time frame first. Once I see like this structure, I would go back into the 4 hours, and then
Okay.
I'll keep on doing the same analysis, looking for the support and resistance lines. But basically my 4 hours, that's where I drop down like everything that I like, every tool that I use here, like all my fibs, all my support and resistance lines, everything else. Now, depending on where the price is, that's where I'll be dealing with it. Like if I see it's at the middle of the channel, I would try my best to not get into it. But if it's close to the support and resistance lines, that's where I'll be looking for the opportunity to get in the market. Now, I'll use like a daily 4 hours and 1 hour for analysis, and then for entry, like times, I'll use typically I use 1 minute to 5 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes to find like the entry opportunities. But so I'll get the buyers from a higher time frame, and then I try to find the same entry opportunities into lower time frame. Like if in the daily time frame I'm seeing prices close to the resistance, I'll go
Yeah.
in the lower time frame and make sure that I'm trying to find some selling opportunities close to that price locations.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah,
So
right.
what's the average risk to reward ratio that you target from every trade?
My plan needs me to do like 1 to 2, but
Yeah.
I'm very dynamic depending on the market conditions. Sometimes it will be I'll just use mental stop losses, and I'll just get out once I see like I'm into 1 to 1 or like whatever the price is doing.
Yeah.
But my plan is to do 1 to 2
That's
pretty
cool.
much.
You know
Yeah.
that's the way we have to adopt according to certain market conditions. We cannot be just rigid and say, okay, I'm not gonna be taking out the positions unless or until it's gonna be hitting 1:2 rewards. And
Yeah. And that's a crazy thing because I'm looking at it as the market, the way it's moving is not like a fixed, like principle way. So I feel like you have to move with the wave and find some ways that as long as you're finding it profitable, it should be fine. But I'm still doubling to stick with the trades longer so they can hit my TPs. But most of the times, if I'm in profit, I might trade my stop loss, get some little profit that I have, take it from the market, and I'll be good from there.
that's cool. That's cool. So you started in 2017, went full time in 2021. When did you start with the prop firms?
Performs, I was lucky too when FTMO was just getting started, just like you. 2019, found out about these Performs, and I was like, okay, because I had a big challenge with the capital to trade.
Yeah.
So I was like, I like this idea, and I was like, as soon as I found it, I started using those Performs.
That's literally one of the best way now these days to start trading and start making big profit is if you know how to trade and you can manage risk well, then prop firms are the best way.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if like you said, if you like you're really good in trading, you know how like to do your thing, it's a nice opportunity because one of the biggest challenges with many people using live accounts is
Yeah.
psychology. You freak out when you're using your own money. So these programs, I feel like they are getting rid of that part of the mental barrier. And if you can utilize it, it can be pretty good to advance your career.
Totally agree. Totally agree. So how you came to know about my flash funding and what you like most about my flash funding?
So it's interesting. I think I found my flash funding through social media. I believe it was Facebook. I saw an ad
Yeah.
and all that before it even came out. When I when
Okay.
I when I found it, I checked the rules and all that. I was like, wow, this sounds interesting. And I've been doubling with a couple of pro firms, but when I saw my FF, I was like, oh no, sounds funny. So like I'm gonna have to wait for it. So I joined the wait list, and then I received the first emails when you guys were giving out like 50%
Yeah.
promo code and all that. I used all that, and I was lucky. I was the way you guys have structured your pro form. I think it's the best part I like about it is the low profit percentages, like 6% for
Yeah.
each phase. That one is pretty cool because most of the pro firms they have like 10, at least 10% for the first phase,
Yeah,
which is almost like twice what you guys have. So it's a little bit easier for people to pass the challenges through MyFF compared to other pro firms.
that's nice. I totally agree with you. Okay, now let's
Yeah, and
get
then
back. Yeah,
my
yeah,
bad. The other side I like it's you know the social media, the access to the CEOs, like we can chat to the guy
yeah, yeah.
anytime, Discord member. So when I saw that, I'm like, man, this sounds legit, and I'll go with it. And I'm grateful I did that because I've not seen any challenge with it. You have a nice, broker you're using, so I didn't have no challenges with the charge, no technical issues at all. So I was just chilling with it.
That's very cool. You know, my flash funding is one of the first firms that basically started with 6% profit target for each phase, for phase one and for phase two. And
So
personally, I also think that making 10% is, is bit hard as compared to just hitting 6% profit target. And
that's
right
right.
after that, you move from phase one to phase two, and it's the same for phase two with no time limit restriction. So it's pretty easy these days. Back in 2019, we were only getting 30 days to make 10% profit, so it was
Yeah.
definitely very hard at the time.
It's a challenge when you have like a lot of time to trade, and sometimes you've already passed your objectives, but you have to wait for all these days, and you ended up doing some dumb mistakes
Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
Totally agree.
it's pretty cool when we get rid of those barriers.
So when you were learning and you were testing out different strategies, you were trying to become profitable, what was the difficulty that you faced, the main challenge that you faced, and how did you overcome that challenge?
So in my journey, I would say it was easy for me to learn trading itself because the
Okay.
IML guys I didn't like recruiting other guys, so I just paid for 1 month and that was it. I just was curious to understand that knowledge. Once I understood
Yeah,
the
yeah.
knowledge a little bit, I was like, okay, I can dig this myself, So I went in and started digging myself. So I pretty much taught myself to trade, and I'm pretty good at it. Like I'm an engineer, my background,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
it was easy to learn the skill set itself. But the biggest challenge that I had, I would say, was the psychology part.
Yeah.
Because
Makes
that
sense.
thing there, basically, nobody's going to teach you about psychology. You have to learn
No,
yourself
yeah.
about your trading psychology. And that was a big challenge because I didn't know anything about that. But with time, with experience, with blowing a couple counts, that's when I had to pull back myself and start learning about psychology. And with some time I ended up mastering, not yet, not 100% yet, but I'm still, taking good care of it.
Man, it
But the
takes
challenge,
time. It takes
yeah,
time,
yeah, it takes
definitely.
time. It takes time. Absolutely. Yep.
You start to learn once you start to lose, and without losing there is no learning. Most of the
Exactly.
traders, over the years, I've talked to like hundreds of funded traders, and
Yeah.
what I see most of the times that most of them they just got lucky and they passed the evaluation. And it was like they started few months ago and they happened to just land on prof firms. They took the challenge, and some over whisking, some over trading, they got lucky, they passed. But many
Hmm.
traders that I talked to, I saw one thing, that
Yeah.
every single one of them, and that includes myself as well,
Yeah.
we can never understand our reaction to the market unless or until we start to lose. Once we lose 2, 3, 4% of our account balance, then we start to see how we are reacting to the market, how we are reacting to the losses. And that is basically the true learning, because we get to learn about ourselves. We get to improve after seeing our reaction, after learning. And then once we start to improve our trading, it automatically starts to get improved as well.
Just like you said, Ajwa, it's exactly what happened with me. Like my first accounts that I passed with Proforms, it was pretty much like gambling, I would
Yeah,
say,
yeah, yeah.
I was good with technical analysis, but I was still emotional. So I
Yeah.
was making some dumb mistakes, but that's how I learned about myself, about my own psychology. With time, then I had to start learning about, the trading plan. So I had to set it down and put it down there because back then I didn't have that. So I learned about the trading plan, and then I learned about my own psychology. I started reading psychology books. The best book that helped me is The Trading in a Zone by Mike
Zone.
Douglas. When I
Perfect
read
book.
that book, it was a game changer.
Yeah.
Everything started changing there because it was like someone was watching my brain, and now he's explaining what exactly is happening with me when I'm trading.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I used that one there, it completely changed my mental status in trading. So it was pretty good, and it was a nice experience.
Definitely, highly recommended, man. That book is one of the best books that I also read, like about trading. And I
Yeah,
remember it was 2020, if I'm not mistaken, when I read that book. And literally after that, I got to know a lot about the mistakes that I was making, and it really
exactly.
improved me. I don't know how, but it really worked.
Yeah, it's a game changer. I
Yeah,
would
definitely.
recommend that book too. Yeah.
So, okay, let's talk about one of the most important things which helps every single one of the trader to become profitable, and that is
Right.
risk management. You can have perfect trading strategy that works 70-80% of the time,
Yeah.
but if you do not really understand the art of risk management, then I don't think person can ever become profitable trader. So when you were trading your personal account, what was the risk management that that you were using? And once you started with the prop firms, how did you adjust your risk management according to the prop firm parameters?
So if I'm trading on my personal account, I give myself like 20 trades
Yeah.
for the whole account to blow it.
Okay.
That's
Makes
basically
sense.
how it, yeah. If I have
Makes
like
sense.
20 trades to blow the account, I'll be good. So each trade that I have, I would risk, 1/20th of the account. And the way I know myself with my technical analysis and the knowledge that I have, I will not be able
Never.
to
Yeah, yeah,
blow
yeah.
20 trades in a line,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
unless I just decide to do some dumb, crazy ideas. But otherwise, I'll be good with it. And so that one helped me to come up with the same risk management in pro forms. And in the pro forms, I have kind of two ways of risk management. I would say I have like an aggressive way, and then I have a little conservative way. My conservative way would be I would go for it's like if it's a 200K account, I would be risking $1,000 for each trade.
0.5%.
Absolutely, like for each trade.
Lovely.
Now, but sometimes I would be a little aggressive because I usually don't like to stay in the market for a long time, and
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be placing multiple trades. Now, if I go too aggressive, it's not really good, and I'm still trying to fix that part there. But I at least have the plan where I know like my 0.5%. That's what I'll be risking for each trade, and I'll have my stop loss fixed. For Nas, like I would use 50 points,
Uh-huh.
100 points, take profit, and I go from there.
One question, once you take the trade, once you enter, do you sit in front of computer and watch it, or you just take a step back and you go out or do some stuff?
So right now I'm still on my like I'm still on the development stage of my journey. So I'm still excited to watch the charts.
Yeah.
Most of the times I would set up the trade and be sitting there watching it. You know, I'd have though my stop loss and TP set up, but I would still be monitoring it because sometimes let's say when I'm wrong, if my trade is wrong, there's ways where sometimes I would see the momentum like going absolutely wrong in the opposite direction, and sometimes I'll just decide to get out before it hits my stop loss. But I've tried a couple times, very few times where I would just set and forget, very very few times.
Yeah. So one recommendation I will give you, like, learn from me. Literally the most amount of money that I lost when I
Right.
was entering in the market by following proper trading plan. I knew what I'm
Mhm.
doing, where is my exit strategy, when I need to put my stops and everything. But when I was sitting in front of computer, let's just say that you entered in the trade,
Right.
you have your rules in place, you followed everything, you got multiple confirmations, and trade, it starts to go against you. Now, when it
Right.
starts to go against you, it ultimately will trigger the emotional thing in you, like, I should not have taken that trade, even though you know that you like took the right trade by following your plan. But
Right.
you will be having that type of thoughts in your mind that I should not have taken this trade. Let me close it. And I don't know if it happens to you or not, but it happened to me a lot that I used to close that trade even when it never hit my take profit. It never hit my stop loss. So what
Right.
really was happening, after some time, it was just coming down to take out some liquidity or something, and then
And
it
then it
used to
goes to your
just,
directions.
yeah. So I was always in it, like I was stuck in this loop. So what I decided to do,
Yeah.
right after I entered into the trade, I will just put some alerts on the areas that I need to watch. Other
Right.
than
Right.
that, I was literally not sitting in front of computer, or I wasn't using any charts at all. So whenever price was reaching that area where I set up the alert, I just used to
Right.
get the email from TradingView. Then I used to look, whether I need to scale out or not. So that was my plan. And I think one of the best ways that we can avoid a big loss is that once you enter in the trade, you just set up the alerts for the areas that you need to watch out. Just
Right,
like you
right.
said, you adopt every single time when market goes in your favor. You just don't, stick to the plan that okay, I will not be closing trade until or unless it hits 1:2 rewards. You just adopt whenever you see there is a potential that market may reverse from some level, you just close. So try to set alerts on those areas and
Right,
only
right.
come back to the charts when you get the notification from TradingView.
I'm definitely gonna take that. Yep.
All
Appreciate
right.
that.
So now let's talk about the mental, the psychological strength and weakness of you.
So I would say my weakness was coming from, Tanzania, Africa, developing country. And when I moved into states and then found this trading, like dealing with prop firms, seeing the opportunity that is within trading, it a little bit messed up with my mental stability, because it's big numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Like right now, prop firms, we're dealing with $100,000, and my plan was to go for like $400,000, of which if you convert that in my country's currency, it's like a billion,
Yeah,
T
yeah, yeah,
shillings or something.
yeah, yeah.
So that thing there was a little bit challenging for me to be stable in my mental, stuff. But with time, again, I'm getting used of it, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing that as a normal thing. I've
That's
done a lot
good.
of meditations. I'm doing workouts,
That's very
so
nice.
I'm reading these psychology books. They've been very helpful, but it was a big challenge. And the other challenge that I had with trading was doing withdrawals.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm doing my personal accounts, I'll be pretty good. Like in trading, I would flip it many times. It goes to the high numbers, but I would still want to hold it and
Ah,
keep
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to the higher numbers.
Yeah.
So that was a big challenge too. But this year I had my goal. I was like, no, this year, because I know I'm pretty good in trading. My goal right now, I really loaded on my board there. It was making withdrawals, and
Uh,
I'm very grateful because with that goal that I had, and I did this goal after I read a book of Think Rich, Grow Rich, I
yeah,
think.
yeah, 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 yeah. Totally agree.
When I read that book, it was telling me like you need to set a
Set
goal,
the goals.
that you want to achieve. So I put it on my board. I'm like, okay, I want to withdraw this amount in this year. And you can't believe it. I hit it in June.
Oh, that's nice. Very nice.
Yeah, in June, I was able to flip like 550% profit gain in like 6 days on my personal account. And once I did that, I was like, okay, I need to experience this. So I did a withdrawal. That was good stuff for my mentor, challenges. So I'm grateful for the journey. And I think it's going to be a better future.
That's
Definitely.
nice. You have to celebrate your wins, no matter if they are small wins or they are big wins. And that's a very good step, basically. Yeah, I literally saw that. I saw it
Yeah,
when
yeah,
when I joined
absolutely.
the meeting. I was like, that's very nice that you put all your certificates on the wall.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so, all right. Before we deep dive into the last part, where you will be giving recommendations to the traders who are watching this video right now,
Yes, sir.
guys, if you are still with us, we talked about the $10,000 challenge account giveaway. So the steps, they are very simple. You just have first like this video. Second
Okay.
step will be subscribe to my Flash Funding YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell. Third step, just let us know in the comment what you learned from James and share your experience that after you hear his story. Fourth step will be join our Discord community and also follow us on our Twitter. We have added our Twitter and Discord community links in the description. And we will be announcing the winner very soon. And also make sure that you're a member of Discord because other giveaway details are always being shared in the Discord community. Now let's deep dive into the last part, James. Give us some
Um,
recommendations to the traders who are watching, at least two recommendations, how they should complete the evaluation and become a funded trader.
my recommendation from my experience would be it depends first on your personality.
Yeah.
If you're a guy who have your first thing first, risk management, right? If you're really good in trading and you have your risk management plan, if you can hold on for whatever number of days that it takes, just focus on your plan, like set and forget, like you said, Ajwad.
Yeah.
Set your trades and forget and just go from there. But if you're an aggressive trader, like probably I am, the way I kind of do it, I'll be like for the first, let's say, one to five trades, I would
Mm-hmm.
try to build like a little cushion on
Yeah,
my
yeah.
on my account,
That's very nice.
and then let's say if I have like 3K cushion profit, that's when I would probably come in aggressive a little bit. You know, I would probably come in with a lot more number of trades at the same time. Now, if those trades goes in my direction, I'll go like, in profit
Yeah.
tremendously. But if I see that they're not going in my direction, I would make sure that I limit them so that I don't go below my starting balance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then I come back to the normal way of starting again from like one trade. I do one trade, just wait, build a little cushion. If I go below the account, I'll just go with one trade, risking my 0.5% and then go from there. So if you do it that way, I think you'll be pretty good. But the big challenge I would say is if you can manage your psychology, don't freak out, don't hush, just relax, take it easy, and look at these prop firms just like demo accounts. Don't
Yeah, yeah,
don't
yeah.
don't get attached with it much. I think
That's
you'll
very
be
nice.
able to do good with it. That's how it helped me out with these challenges.
That's very good recommendations. And thank you so much, man, for your time. And it was literally my honor to have a conversation with you. And again, congratulations on passing the evaluation, getting the different account, and looking forward for your amazing payouts with my Flash funding.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate for the opportunity. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Also, thank you so much, everyone, for watching until the end. We will see you guys in the next video. That's it from this one. Bye for now.